Imagine waking up one day and realizing you can no longer stand on your own. Your legs, once strong and steady, now feel like jelly. For many seniors, this isn't a nightmare, it's reality, but it doesn't have to be. Today, we're diving into a critical yet overlooked truth. Muscle loss after 60 isn't just about aging, it's about awareness, action, and most importantly, nutrition. This decline in strength doesn't happen overnight. It's a slow erosion that begins quietly, often unnoticed, until the day you struggle to climb stairs or rise from a chair. As a lifelong practitioner of Buddhist philosophy and holistic health, I've spent decades researching the body-mind connection. What I've discovered is both sobering and empowering. Aging may be inevitable, but losing strength doesn't have to be. Through mindful living and proper nourishment, we can support not just our muscles, but our overall vitality. And the key? One simple, everyday food, often overlooked, holds the power to restore energy, rebuild muscle, and even reverse the signs of decline. Backed by science and grounded in spiritual wisdom, this food can become your greatest ally. Stay with me until the end of this video to uncover what it is and why leaving it off your plate could cost you your freedom. Part 1. The silent epidemic of muscle loss in aging. Most people don't realize this, but every 10 seconds an older adult is hospitalized due to a fall. These aren't just isolated accidents. They are part of a silent and devastating epidemic that is quietly robbing millions of their independence. The root cause? Something that often goes unnoticed until it's too late. Muscle atrophy, the gradual and often invisible loss of muscle mass as we age. You don't wake up one day unable to get out of a chair or climb a flight of stairs. It happens slowly, subtly. First, you stop walking as far as you used to. Then you notice your balance isn't what it was. You reach for something on a high shelf and feel uncertain. Maybe you fall once and brush it off. But each incident chips away at your confidence. This creeping erosion of strength isn't just a physical issue. It's deeply emotional and profoundly spiritual. The Buddha once said, "To keep the body in good health is a duty. Otherwise, we shall not be able to keep our minds strong and clear." Aging is not just about growing older in years. It's about how we show up for life, how we move through our days, and how we maintain the connection between body, mind, and spirit. When your muscles weaken, it's not just your legs that give out. It's your freedom, your sense of security, your zest for life. Why does this happen? There are several reasons why muscle loss becomes more pronounced with age. It's not about laziness or lack of effort. It's often biological and circumstantial. Reduced physical activity. As people age, they tend to move less. Joints may ache, energy levels might dip, or life circumstances change. Movement becomes a challenge instead of a habit, and when we stop using our muscles, the body assumes we no longer need them. Hormonal shifts. Testosterone and growth hormone levels decline with age, both critical in maintaining muscle mass. For women, menopause brings a drop in estrogen, which also affects muscle preservation. Inadequate nutrition. Older adults often eat less, and even when they do eat, their bodies may not absorb nutrients as efficiently. Diets low in quality protein, essential amino acids, and key vitamins like D and B12 accelerate muscle breakdown. Chronic inflammation. Low-grade, chronic inflammation, often driven by poor diet, stress, or disease, wears down muscle tissue over time. This state of inflammaging makes recovery and muscle repair much harder. These factors combine to form a perfect storm, but here's is not an irreversible process. That belief that once muscle is gone, it's gone forever, is one of the most damaging myths we've ever been sold. The truth is, the body is astonishingly resilient, even in old age. With the right strategy, one rooted in awareness, consistency, and self-compassion, it is absolutely possible to regain strength, rebuild muscle, and reclaim the sense of power and control that aging often threatens to steal away. Start with small movements. Gentle strength exercises using your own body weight or light resistance can stimulate muscle growth. You don't need a gym membership or a personal trainer, just a willingness to move and a belief that you're not too old to begin. Next, nourish yourself wisely. Focus on high-quality protein sources: eggs, legumes, tofu, lean meats, fish, dairy, or protein shakes if needed. Make sure you're getting enough calories to support healing and repair. And hydrate. Older adults often underestimate how much water they need, yet dehydration can directly affect muscle function and energy levels. And finally, adopt a mindset of spiritual strength. We live in a world obsessed with youth, but there's a different kind of beauty in aging, one that comes from wisdom, patience, and inner peace. When you care for your body, you're not just doing it to look better or avoid a fall. You're honoring your life, your legacy, and your ability to keep showing up fully for yourself and others. Muscle loss is a silent epidemic. Yes, but it doesn't have to be your fate. You are not powerless. You are not too far gone. No matter your age, you can still rise, you can still stand tall, and you can still walk forward with strength, grace, and dignity. Let's make this chapter of life about rebuilding, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually, because strength isn't just about how much weight you can lift. It's about the courage to begin again. Part 2, a Buddhist approach to body and nourishment. In Buddhism, we are taught that the body is not something to be worshipped nor something to be discarded. It is a sacred vessel. It is the boat that carries us across the turbulent ocean of samsara, the endless cycle of birth, suffering, and death. And just as one would not neglect the boat that carries them to safety, so too must we not neglect this body that enables us to practice, to love, to live. Some mistakenly believe that ignoring bodily needs is a form of spiritual humility. But neglect is not humility. It is a form of subtle violence toward the self. Buddhism teaches us ahimsa, non-harming, not only toward others, but also toward ourselves. True humility lies in listening deeply to the body with compassion, not in denying its needs. This body, like everything else, is impermanent, but while we have it, it deserves to be cared for with reverence. Mindful eating is one of the most powerful expressions of this care. It is not merely about choosing healthy foods. It is about becoming fully present to the act of nourishing ourselves. When we eat in mindfulness, we give thanks to the soil, the sun, the rain, and all the beings who contributed to our meal. We chew slowly, savoring each bite, not only to aid digestion, but to truly taste the moment. During my years of traveling and meditating in temples across Southeast Asia, I encountered many teachers, men and women who had dedicated their lives to inner peace. But one encounter left a lasting impression on me. At a quiet forest monastery in northern Thailand, I met a 92-year-old monk. His posture was straight, his eyes clear, and every morning barefoot he would walk uphill to sweep the leaves from the meditation path. One day, I asked him, "Venerable sir, what keeps you so strong at your age?" He smiled gently and said, "Discipline and plants." He explained that for over 60 years he had eaten a simple plant-based diet, mostly rice, vegetables, legumes, herbs, and wild fruits. He never ate after noon, and every meal began with gratitude. His plate was modest, but his nourishment was rich, with fiber, phytonutrients, and muscle-preserving plant protein. What astonished me was not only his physical vitality, but the peaceful joy that radiated from him. His approach was not about extreme restriction or obsessive control. It was about balance. He saw food as medicine, as fuel, as a gift, not as entertainment or escape. Interestingly, modern science now echoes much of this ancient wisdom. Research shows that as we age, muscle mass naturally declines, a condition known as sarcopenia, but this process can be slowed or even reversed with the right nutrition. Essential amino acids found abundantly in beans, lentils, tofu, quinoa, nuts, and seeds support muscle repair and maintenance. Vitamin B12, iron, and magnesium, all available through careful plant-based choices, contribute to energy levels and physical resilience. But more than the nutrients themselves, it is our relationship with food that determines how well we age. Are we eating to numb our emotions or to honor the gift of life? Are we rushing through meals in front of screens or sitting down with presence and gratitude? In Buddhist practice, we are encouraged to eat only until we are 80% full, leaving space for the body to digest with ease. This mindful restraint, known as moderation, is not deprivation. It is a middle path that avoids both overindulgence and denial. This does not mean we cannot enjoy our food. On the contrary, when we slow down, we discover deeper satisfaction. A simple bowl of rice and steamed vegetables, eaten with full awareness, can be more pleasurable than a lavish meal consumed in haste or distraction. The Buddha himself often spoke of the importance of wise consumption, not only of food, but of everything we take in, including media, conversation, and even air. Everything we absorb affects our mind and body. And so, nourishing ourselves means more than eating clean. It means living clean, thinking clean, and breathing clean. One teaching that has always stayed with me comes from the Dhammapada. Health is the greatest gift, contentment the greatest wealth, faithfulness the best relationship. As we grow older, it is tempting to believe that the body is failing us. But in truth, our bodies are always speaking. They just need us to listen more closely. A sudden ache is not betrayal, it's a request for care. A craving for sugar may be a call for emotional comfort. When we listen with mindfulness, we begin to meet those needs with wisdom, not habit. Let us honor this vessel. Let us walk gently upon the earth, eat with gratitude, and nourish not only our flesh but our spirit. Whether you're 32 or 92, the journey toward vibrant health begins not with a supplement, but with a shift in awareness. Each meal is an opportunity to love ourselves more deeply. Each breath a chance to begin again. In this way, the body becomes not a burden, but a companion on the path to awakening. Part 3. Top 10 Foods to Preserve Muscle. Expert Insights, Buddhist Perspective. As we age, maintaining muscle mass becomes not just a matter of aesthetics, but a vital part of staying independent, strong, and healthy. However, diet is just as important as exercise, perhaps even more so. In this segment, we take a closer look at 10 powerful foods that support muscle preservation and growth. But we won't stop at science. Through the lens of Buddhist mindfulness, we'll explore how to consume these foods with intention, gratitude, and balance. 10. Lean beef. Lean beef is a powerhouse of muscle-building nutrients. It contains high levels of leucine and creatine, both of which are essential for stimulating muscle protein synthesis, the process by which your body builds new muscle. Experts recommend choosing grass-fed beef, which is lower in saturated fat and higher in omega-3 fatty acids. But moderation is key. Too much red meat has been linked to inflammation and chronic disease. From a mindfulness perspective, beef should be consumed with awareness and restraint. In Buddhist teachings, life is sacred. While some practitioners abstain entirely from meat, those who do eat it are encouraged to offer gratitude for the life that was given and eat without greed. 9. Whey protein. Whey protein is one of the fastest digesting, most efficient protein sources available. With high levels of leucine, it can help prevent muscle loss, even in people who are not physically active. This makes it especially valuable for seniors or those recovering from illness. For those who are lactose intolerant, plant-based protein powders made from pea, rice, or hemp can be excellent alternatives. Mindful tip: sip slowly and thoughtfully. Even a protein shake can become a ritual of nourishment when consumed with full awareness. 8. Fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, sardines. Fatty fish are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which are known to reduce inflammation and enhance the body's response to protein intake. These fats also support heart and brain health, making them a triple win for aging adults. Choose wild-caught, sustainably sourced fish to minimize ecological harm. In many Buddhist cultures, fish are regarded as sentient beings, capable of experiencing suffering. If you choose to eat fish, do so consciously, understanding the interconnection of life and the ripple effect of your choices. 7. Nuts and seeds. Nuts and seeds, such as almonds, walnuts, chia seeds, and pumpkin seeds, are small in size but packed with plant protein, healthy fats, magnesium, and vitamin E. These nutrients are essential for muscle contraction and protection from oxidative stress. They make for excellent snacks, offering long-lasting energy and satiety. Try chewing slowly and counting each bite. This cultivates presence and prevents overconsumption, a principle central to mindful eating. 6. Beans and legumes. Beans, lentils, and chickpeas are rich in plant-based protein and resistant starch, which not only supports muscle maintenance, but also gut health, which is crucial for nutrient absorption and immune function. These foods are deeply rooted in Buddhist monastic diets, especially in places like Japan and Sri Lanka, where monks live simply and eat mostly plant-based meals. The simplicity and humility of beans mirror the monastic lifestyle, nourishing, grounding, and free of excess. 6. Beans and legumes. Beans, lentils, and chickpeas are rich in plant-based protein and resistant starch, which not only supports muscle maintenance, but also gut health, which is crucial for nutrient absorption and immune function. These foods are deeply rooted in Buddhist monastic diets, especially in places like Japan and Sri Lanka, where monks live simply and eat mostly plant-based meals. The simplicity and humility of beans mirror the monastic lifestyle, nourishing, grounding, and free of excess. 4. Extra virgin olive oil. This oil is a staple in the Mediterranean diet, which is praised for its anti-inflammatory benefits. Rich in monounsaturated fats, olive oil helps support hormonal balance and nutrient absorption, both of which are vital for muscle retention. Use sparingly. A drizzle over steamed vegetables or salad is plenty. Restraint is a virtue. Even healthful oils can become unhealthy in excess. Let your meals be light, clean, and purposeful. 3. Berries, blueberries, blackberries, strawberries. Berries are not only delicious, but also packed with antioxidants, especially anthocyanins, which reduce oxidative stress that can damage muscle cells over time. They're a beautiful way to end a meal or add color to your breakfast oatmeal. Notice the colors, textures, and flavors. Each berry is a gift of nature, sweet, fleeting, and nourishing. 2. Leafy greens, spinach, kale, Swiss chard. Dark leafy greens are rich in nitrates, which improve blood flow to muscles, and minerals like magnesium, calcium, and vitamin K, all of which support bone and muscle health. Greens are a cornerstone of temple cuisine, light, detoxifying, and easy to digest. Temple meals often emphasize green, plant-based foods for their purity and energetic clarity. Eat these foods not just for your body, but for your spirit. 1. Greek yogurt. Greek yogurt contains double the protein of regular yogurt and is especially rich in casein, a slow-digesting protein ideal for overnight muscle repair. It also provides calcium and probiotics for gut and bone health. Top with berries, honey, or flax seeds for a well-rounded, satisfying snack. Enjoy in silence. Let each spoonful bring you into the present. Appreciate the creaminess, the cooling effect, and the nourishment it offers. The path to preserving muscle in older age doesn't have to be rooted in extremes or deprivation. It can be a spiritual journey, one that honors the body, respects the earth, and celebrates the interconnectedness of all life. Through the practice of mindful eating, every meal becomes an opportunity to cultivate health, gratitude, and awareness. Whether you choose lean beef or lentils, Greek yogurt or olive oil, remember this: how you eat matters just as much as what you eat. Part 4. The spiritual importance of movement and muscle. In Buddhist teachings, the body is not merely a physical shell to be ignored or escaped. It is a sacred vehicle for awakening. The Buddha himself taught that we must care for the body, not out of attachment or pride, but out of reverence for its role in our spiritual journey. Movement, strength, and vitality are not in opposition to spiritual practice. They are essential to it. Too often in later life, we are conditioned to believe that physical decline is inevitable. Muscles weaken, joints ache, and the body becomes a burden. But Buddhist wisdom invites us to shift that perception. The body is not a burden, it is a blessing. And movement is not just for youth. It is a sacred practice that connects us to life, breath, awareness, and compassion. I remember my time living in a rural monastery in northern Thailand, nestled among the rice fields and tall palms. There was an elderly nun there in her late 70s with a luminous presence. She was thin, but there was no frailty in her. Her steps were deliberate, her eyes steady. Every morning, as the mist lifted from the fields, she would begin her walking meditation. For hours, she would pace slowly, mindfully along the gravel path behind the temple. 1 foot, 1 breath. 1 foot, 1 breath. I once asked her how she sustained such stamina. Her answer was simple but profound. I eat to nourish. I move to serve. Her diet consisted only of rice, beans, fresh greens, and a small portion of yogurt. Simple, plant-based, and consistent. But it was her why that made the difference. She didn't walk to look good or to fight aging. She walked to remain strong enough to care for others, to chant without pain, and to sit in meditation without the distraction of discomfort. For her and for many elders on the spiritual path, muscle was not about vanity. It was about service. This is a core message for all seniors. Maintaining muscle is not about chasing youth or beauty. It's about maintaining autonomy, purpose, and connection. Autonomy is a sacred form of freedom. When you can rise from a chair unassisted, when you can walk without fear of falling, when you can carry your own groceries or climb a set of stairs, you are not just physically capable, you are spiritually empowered. Independence means dignity, and dignity opens the door to continued practice, service, and joy. Purpose, too, is intimately tied to our physical well-being. When we feel strong, we feel capable of contributing to the world around us. Whether it's caring for a loved one, tending to a garden, or participating in a community event, strength gives us the confidence to show up fully. In Buddhist terms, this is dana, the practice of generosity. A strong body allows us to give more, serve longer, and be present with less distraction from pain or fatigue. Connection is perhaps the most overlooked gift of movement. When we walk together, when we stretch, breathe, or move in harmony, something deeper awakens. Movement becomes a meditation not only on our own bodies, but on the bodies and lives of others. This interconnection, anatta or non-self, is felt viscerally when we move with awareness. We remember that this body is not separate from the earth, from the air, or from the people around us. There's also a quiet, profound joy that comes with reclaiming strength in older age. Every muscle rebuilt, every step taken is a statement. I am still here. I still have something to offer. My life still holds meaning. For Buddhist elders, strength can be a form of loving kindness, metta, toward oneself and toward others. It allows us to live with fewer limitations and to die with fewer regrets. It helps us sit longer on the cushion, bow more deeply in gratitude, and walk farther in service of our community. So how do we honor this teaching in everyday life? Start small. Begin with mindful walking. Take 10 steps slowly with full awareness of each footfall. Feel the texture of the floor or earth beneath you. Breathe deeply. Smile gently. Incorporate gentle strength-building exercises like chair squats, resistance band movements, or lifting household items, not to sculpt your body, but to support your soul. Choose foods that nourish, not just fill. As the elderly nun taught me, simplicity sustains strength. Rice, legumes, leafy greens, fermented foods all contribute to a body that can carry your spirit. Finally, remember that every act of movement, no matter how small, is a prayer. Every stretch, every lift, every breath is a gesture of gratitude for this miraculous body that has carried you through decades of life. You are not just maintaining muscles, you are honoring your temple. So to every senior, every seeker, every soul who wonders if it's too late to begin, know this, it is never too late. Your body still remembers how to move, how to heal, how to serve. Give it the gift of strength, not for ego, but for the sacred path ahead. Part 5, practical daily routine for muscle health. Maintaining muscle health isn't just about lifting weights or consuming large amounts of protein. It's about cultivating a holistic daily routine that supports your body, mind, and long-term vitality. As we age, muscle mass tends to decline, but the good news is that consistent, intentional daily habits can make a dramatic difference. Here's a practical, balanced routine that supports muscle strength, flexibility, and resilience, especially for older adults. Morning, set the foundation right. 1. Start with a protein-rich breakfast. The first meal of the day sets the tone for your metabolism and muscle function. Aim for high-quality protein sources such as scrambled or boiled eggs with sautéed greens, spinach, spinach, kale, or Swiss chard, a bowl of Greek yogurt topped with berries, chia seeds, and a drizzle of honey. Why is this important? Overnight, your body goes without food for several hours. A morning dose of protein helps kickstart muscle protein synthesis, giving your muscles the amino acids they need for repair and growth. Additionally, pairing protein with fiber-rich greens or fruits stabilizes your blood sugar, reducing inflammation and fatigue. 2. Practice 15 minutes of mindful movement. Exercise doesn't always need to be intense to be effective. In fact, gentle movement in the morning improves circulation, warms up your joints, and awakens your nervous system. Try Tai Chi, which not only enhances balance and posture, but also builds slow-twitch muscle fibers essential for stability. A walking meditation around your garden or room, moving with awareness of your breath, can calm your mind while gently activating your legs and hips. Prefer something more fluid? Light yoga stretches your spine, hips, and shoulders while improving flexibility and mental clarity. The key is to move in a way that feels good. These 15 minutes can prevent stiffness, improve range of motion, and set a peaceful tone for your day. Afternoon, refuel and rebuild 3. Hydrate well and eat a balanced lunch. Dehydration, even mild, can impair muscle performance. As we age, our thirst sensation may diminish, so it's essential to drink plenty of water throughout the day, at least 6 to 8 cups unless advised otherwise. For lunch, think balanced and colorful. Lean protein, like grilled chicken, tofu, or fish. Beans or legumes, chickpeas, lentils, black beans that provide plant-based protein and fiber, a side of quinoa, brown rice, or sweet potatoes, roasted or steamed vegetables. This kind of lunch supports not just muscles, but also your gut health, which is closely linked to nutrient absorption and overall energy levels. Fiber from legumes and vegetables also helps keep inflammation low, a crucial part of maintaining mobility and muscle repair. 4. Healthy snack. Handful of nuts, avoid processed sugar. Mid-afternoon. Mid-afternoon, reach for almonds or pumpkin seeds. These are rich in magnesium, healthy fats, and a bit of protein, all great for your muscles and your heart. Avoid processed sugar, which spikes your insulin, promotes inflammation, and can even accelerate muscle breakdown in the long term. Instead of cookies or sugary drinks, go for a cup of green tea with lemon or a piece of dark chocolate, 70% cocoa or more, if you're craving something sweet. Evening. Wind down with care. 5. Light, anti-inflammatory dinner. Dinner should be light but nourishing. Leafy greens like arugula, romaine, or mixed lettuce, a drizzle of olive oil for healthy fats, steamed fish or tofu, or a warm lentil soup. Eating a heavy meal late in the day can interfere with sleep and digestion. Remember, your muscles repair themselves during rest, and the better you sleep, the more efficient that repair process becomes. 6. End the day with light stretching or gratitude meditation. After dinner, set aside 10 to 15 minutes to relax your body and mind. Gentle stretching or yin yoga can release tightness in your hips, lower back, and shoulders, common tension zones for older adults. Or try a gratitude meditation. Sit quietly, close your eyes, and reflect on 3 things you're grateful for. This can lower cortisol levels, stress hormone, and improve your sleep quality, both of which support hormone balance and muscle recovery. Supplements can be helpful, but they should never replace a wholesome diet. Prioritize nutrient-rich whole foods. However, if your doctor advises, you might consider vitamin D, especially if you don't get much sunlight, as this vitamin supports calcium absorption and muscle function. Magnesium, crucial for preventing cramps and supporting nerve-muscle communication. Whey protein isolate, ideal if you're not getting enough protein from food. It's quickly absorbed and effective in promoting muscle protein synthesis. Always consult with a healthcare provider before starting supplements, especially if you have existing health conditions or are on medications. Muscle health is not just about hitting the gym or consuming protein shakes. It's about creating a gentle, sustainable rhythm that supports your body daily. By eating nourishing foods, moving mindfully, staying hydrated, and maintaining emotional balance, you give your muscles the best possible environment to thrive, no matter your age. Remember, small, consistent actions lead to lasting strength. Muscle loss after 60 is not a life sentence. It is a whisper from the body calling us to pay attention. It's not merely a physical decline, but a sacred invitation to return with compassion to the temple of our own flesh and bones. Just as a monastery must be swept clean every day to remain a place of clarity and peace, so too must we tend to our bodies with daily care, reverence, and gentleness. In the teachings of the Buddha, discipline is not punishment, it is liberation. Through simple acts of mindful eating, gentle movement, and restorative rest, we don't just protect our strength, we rediscover our inner sanctuary. Every meal can become a quiet offering. Every stretch or step can be a meditation in motion. In this awareness, we no longer treat our bodies as burdens or projects, but as companions on the path. So pause for a moment and ask yourself, what small act can I take today to honor this body that carries me through life? You already have the wisdom. Now, bring it into action. If this message touched your heart, let your voice be heard. Share in the comments below. Tell us your story, your challenges, or the practices that help you feel alive. We are not walking this path alone. We are a sangha, a spiritual family bound not by blood, but by shared intention and deep compassion. Click the like button if you found resonance here and subscribe to Buddhist Mindfulness to continue receiving teachings that nourish both your physical health and your spiritual growth. May you be strong in body. May you be still in mind. May your journey be lit by wisdom and love. Namaste.